I really like how they use the different colors to kind of show how we're simplifying these fractions. Um, Also in the title, it sounds a little bit harder than it is, which sometimes I love about math is once you figure it out, you're like, oh, I know how to do that, even though like it sounds really complicated. So a ratio just means a fraction. Multivariate means there's more than one variable. And a monomial means there's no adding or subtracting outside of that fraction. This is more advanced, which just means they're going to have multiple variables and the numbers may or may not reduce. So I like how they use the different colors here. So they highlight the red in red, they have the numbers 42 twelfths. So you have to kind of think of a number that goes into both 42 and 12. And the highest one is 6, but let's say you thought of 2 first and you reduced it by 2. You want to look at what's left. Like if you reduce by 2, you would have 21 and 6. And then you have to realize that 3 goes into both of those numbers too. Now, if you have a reducing calculator, like the Desmos, or so let's see a Desmos, if we did 42 divided by 12, it'll give you a decimal, but then you can hit the fraction button. It'll show it reduced. So you can also use that. And then I think the scientific calculators also have those. I'm not as familiar with those. So you reduce the number parts to 7 halves. Then you look at the common, the variables with the common base. You have y to the 4th divided by y to the 5th. 4 of them will cancel and you'll be left with 1y in the denominator. So see how that blue, there's just 1y. And then they looked at the z's in green, which is, they're both the same, so they can cancel out completely. Anytime you divide something by itself, it equals 1. So these will just cancel out and you get 7 divided by 2y. So let's do an example. We'll start with the 5 divided by 30. Oh, I could turn my pen on. So we have 5 divided by 30. Oh, dude, I should change. I want to change the colors. So x to the 4th over x squared. And then let's do green for the last one like they did. Y to the 4th. Y. Nice. Okay. So for the number parts, 5 and 30, I know that 5 goes into both. So when I divide 5 by 5, I get 1, and 30 by 5, I get 6. So far my fraction, I have 1 divided by 6. For the x's, since there's 4 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator, I can cancel out 2 of those x's and I'm left with 2 in the numerator. And then for the y's, we have 4 in the numerator and 1 in the denominator. We'll take away 1 and we get y to the 3rd. When I write this simplified, I'm not going to have the 1 right there. So my final answer is just going to be x squared y cubed divided by 6. Okay, we'll try a couple more. So we'll have our line here. We'll put our numbers in orange. 21 over 49. Hopefully you're thinking of something that they both can reduce by, like some number that goes into both 21 and 49 while I'm doing this. Y to the 5th, y squared. Okay, so if you thought of 7, that'd be good. 7 goes into 21 3 times and into 49 7 times. So for our answer, we're going to have 3 in the numerator and 7 in the denominator. Then we look at the x's. There's 3 in the numerator, 5 in the denominator. So we're going to take away 3 of those x's and get x squared in the denominator. And then for the y's, we have 5 of them in the numerator and 2 in the denominator. We'll take away 2 of those and get y cubed. Now, I'm saying 5 of those y's. What I mean to say is 5 of them that are multiplied and 2 of them that are multiplied. So we're canceling out 2 of the y's that are factors. So this is y cubed. And we don't have to simplify this at all. There's no ones or anything in here. So we just have 3y cubed divided by 7x squared. Well, let's do one more just for kicks and giggles. So I'm going to have my given fraction and my answer fraction. Okay, for the number part, we have 32 and 8. Hopefully you're thinking that 8 goes into 32 4 times and it goes into itself once. So for the number part, we have 4 divided by 1. For the w, we have w and w squared. W squared is just w times w, so we're going to cancel one of those and we're left with w in the denominator. And then for the x's, we have x squared divided by x to the 5th. We'll take away 2 of those x's and we get x to the 3rd in the denominator. So our final answer will be 4 divided, oh, look at that. We don't need the 1. So don't forget, we're going to take that off. Divided by wx to the 3rd. I don't think they mark it wrong if you do put the 1 in there, but it's just conventional. We don't normally put it in there. Okay, that's the end of the lesson.